Hello, friends, and welcome to Brotherly Love Gaming, the show where two brothers talk through the past, present, and future of our lives in gaming. My name is Alex, and with me today is my brother Spence.
What's up, guys?
Today, we're going to talk about a possible all-digital future coming from Microsoft, some updates on their love affair with the Switch, a new PS4 update that lets you play games on your iPhone, and then we'll wrap up talking about games that we're playing and what we're going to be streaming this week. So, Spence, let's dive into the Xbox news.
Yeah.
Some potentially exciting stuff, depending on how you feel about the digital revolution. But there's a big rumor that the Xbox One S All-Digital Edition will open pre-orders in April.
AKA the Xbox Maverick that was rumored to be. Yeah, so it really all depends on what the price point's going to be, in my opinion. Because, like, without a disc drive, it should significantly lower the price.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I'm still not going to get it either way because I like my good old-fashioned discs.
Right.
I like physical copies because, you can get stuff for cheaper on sale, like in stores. You can buy cheaper games at like GameStop sometimes, and
clearance sales is my big
thing.
thing.
Yeah, and typically like there's not great sales on marketplaces unless it's like Black Friday or some special event. So I don't know. It really depends on what the price point is going to be, but it's still not for me. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
Yeah, in terms of who it's for, I think it's interesting because this is the Xbox One S. It's not the X, which I think would have been maybe a big thing. You have the S right now? You don't have the X, right?
I have the original.
Would you consider just the very original, right? So they have the original Xbox One, the Xbox One S, and then the One X. Is that right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So if they would do it as an X, which it sounds like they're not, would you consider upgrading to that one for like the higher quality, for the 4K, the faster speeds and junk?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, the thing is that I don't really want to buy another Xbox until it's a whole new system.
Right.
Like I never bought another 360 until the only reason I got another 360 was because the one that I had physically could not read newer games on 360. Like, it just wouldn't work. So that's the only reason I upgraded to the newer one of that. So as long as this thing lasts and it's still functioning,
right,
I'm not getting rid of it and I'm not upgrading.
Right.
I mean, I have my Switch anyways, so like it's not a huge deal to me. And I have my PC, so it really, like, if this one takes a dump and this is a good price point, then maybe. But if it for the One S, I just don't see why they would downgrade after coming out with the new,
right,
with the One X. Like, why would they go back to the One S with all the upgraded hardware that they already have? So I don't know.
Yeah, but even in that case, unless they give you the option to somehow like register your physical copies, you already have a library of physical games. So if your current Xbox dies, it's sort of in your benefit to just buy a cheap Xbox One S and One X somewhere.
Yeah.
You can use your discs.
Yeah.
I think that this is interesting because you do see a lot of people on the internet, forum threads, Reddit, all over the place talking about how much they love digital games. I am also in a lot of communities that are about physical games. Like I follow Limited Run very closely. I'm in their streams every week. If I were to flip my camera around now, you would see my entire shelf of physical games that I've collected. So I consider myself to be more of a physical person. But that said, I don't have an Xbox at all. So if this were, it would have to be cheaper than me just going to buy like a used One S somewhere, so that's something that they have to keep in mind. But I could see myself doing this just to then maybe subscribe to GamePass and be able to stream, those games, because it seems like that's what they would want to do with it. They're doing their streaming xCloud platform. They have Game Pass. Their games with gold is a good value proposition for them. They had, I know you like that a lot.
Adventure Time is the new one,
Is
and I
it?
downloaded it and played it earlier, and it's hilarious.
It's kind of there's a couple Adventure Time games, right? So it's
Adventure Time Pirate of Enchiridion.
okay.
It's really weird, but it's funny. It's Adventure Time, so it's hilarious.
That's great. That's like the in the complete opposite direction. The new PS Plus titles are Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the original, and The Witness, which is like a really sort of strange puzzle game. But meanwhile,
Yeah.
Xbox gets these sort of fun out there games. But but anyway, so they have all those those great digital services that they're working on. So I get why they're trying to do this. It just raises the question of who is this for? I feel like they need to make it very cheap because the people who the people that would want to buy like a cheaper Xbox, with less features are people that might live in an area that doesn't have very good internet or might not be able to afford good internet packages in the first place. So you got to wonder like, okay, are they going to be able to even use an all digital console in the first place?
Right.
What exactly are they going to be able to get out of it? For me personally, like I said, I would like to get at some of those Game Pass games that maybe I can't get on my other consoles. But again, they would have to make this a more attractive option than just picking up a used existing Xbox.
Yeah.
They could do that by maybe the console costs X amount, but you get 6 months of Game Pass for free or something like that. That's the most likely way that I could see them doing something like that, because then once they get you in the door, then you're kind of hooked.
You're hooked. Yeah.
If I'm like, or if it's even like if the math works out where it's like, it would be like paying for 6 months of Game Pass and then getting a free Xbox, then it's like I would do that and then I would just continue subscribing.
So Game Pass's first month is actually only $1.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah, which is the way that I actually got it, because my friend was like, "Oh, let's play Master Chief Collection because like all the Halos are on Game Pass."
Right.
He was like, "Let's play Master Chief Collection." I was like, "I don't have it." He's like, "Get Game Pass. It's $1 for the first month." And I was like,
That's great.
"All right, sure, it's $1." And then I was like, "Wow, all these games are on here. I need to keep this."
And then what? It's like, is it $10 a month after that?
Yeah,
Right. Okay. I
yeah.
thought it was 12 at first, but 10 is.
I think it's 10.
I'm pretty sure it is 10. And as weird as it is to be like, 10 is so much more affordable than 12, it feels like it's more affordable than 12 for some reason to me anyway. So yeah, I kind of get like the idea behind this. It sort of makes me again wonder, since there were rumors that their next console was going to be all digital, and then people were like, oh no, you can't do that, you can't do that. So them being like, well, we're going to make a current version, or current console, give it a digital version, makes you wonder, okay, to them, what's their timeline for the next Xbox, if there will be one? And
Right.
is this like a test run to see if they can get away with doing all digital next time?
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. I mean, going along with that, in terms of like all digital stuff, there was Nintendo Life published an article, like a think piece, basically, about what an all digital Switch could be like.
Right.
If rumors of like a Switch Mini were to be true, what would happen if they would make the Switch Mini all digital? And in a way, I kind of feel like that is even like the case that makes more sense. If you're going to have an all digital console, to me, I feel like having the portable console be all digital makes the most sense. Like there was already the PSP Go like a decade ago at this point, which didn't really take off. Maybe it was just too much too soon. Like the digital revolution had not come yet.
I don't know, because like when it comes to the Switch, like all the games are $60.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's very few that are not full price, and like on Rarity you can find them in stores for a discounted price, but on their marketplace it does not change.
Right.
Ever. So for Switch it'd be like, I don't necessarily see that as being good for me,
Mm-hmm.
anyways, because like when it comes to Switch, I like picking up used copies because like
Right.
it's a little bit cheaper, and if I don't like the game, I can abuse GameStop's system and turn it in and get a new game. Which is funny because the GameStop employee literally told me to do that. They were like, "Yeah, if you don't like it, just come back and switch out for a different game at the same price." I was like, "Hey, that sounds cool."
Yeah, I had to return some to GameStop last weekend, and I was like, "Oh yeah, sorry, about returning things, And she was just like, "I don't care, it's fine."
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean, especially with like Nintendo Switch first-party titles. They go on sale for Black Friday if you're lucky.
That's it. Yeah, if at all.
So you would definitely have to focus more on like third-party and indies in particular. Like right now, for example, there's like a Final Fantasy sale on Switch, but I think it's primarily because they're now starting to put more Final Fantasy titles on the Switch. So like if you don't get them now, who knows when the next time you'll see that sale would be? But they're a third party. First party Nintendo titles digitally almost never go on sale. And you can't even use, like, I know Best Buy's Gamers Club disappeared now, so if you don't have it anymore, you don't have it at all. You can't get it anymore. But if you still have it, it doesn't work on digital games at all anyway. So you could at least use your 20% discount to get a full priced new Nintendo game knocked down $12, but you can't do that with digital copy. So
right.
I don't know. It's one of those things. It depends on, I guess, how many games you like to buy and where you like to buy them. There's some gray market sites out there that you could go to if you're so inclined. I personally don't like doing that and don't really trust those sites with my credit card information. But it's just interesting. It makes me wonder what they think is going to happen. Obviously, it doesn't seem like Nintendo's thinking about this, but since Microsoft has been toying with the idea for a while, it makes you wonder, do they have access to data that we don't have in terms of number of sales on what platform? But could see this going somewhere. Following up with that, one last Xbox thing. We talked a little bit about, it was maybe 2 weeks ago, I forget when exactly this happened. We talked about whether or not there was a rumor going around that GamePass would be coming to Switch, sort of merging the last two topics there. And there's new information coming out that pretty much everybody that has, the ability to have known that one way or the other says probably not. There seems to be no actual plans for it. Jason Schreier over at Kotaku has said that he's not reporting on it, like he said it in like different forums and things like that, that the reason why he hasn't reported anything on these rumors is because everybody he knows and considers a reliable source has said they haven't heard anything about it. So probably not a real thing, but he also said that at least Ori and the Blind Forest is probably coming to Switch, which would be cool for me because, like I said before, I want to play that on Switch.
Ori's on Game Pass, so I can play it whenever I want.
Yeah, I know you can. And that's why I was hoping that Game Pass would come to Switch, so I wouldn't have to worry about buying a digital Xbox or not.
Yes.
But I don't know. I mean, how do you feel about that? Do you think that Ori maybe coming means more games will come? Is it like going to be like a test run?
Oh, potentially. I mean, as the last time we discussed this, I was super excited about it. So like I was really hoping for Game Pass to come to Switch because that would have been super cool.
Right.
But now that it's kind of like pretty much debunked as far as like right now stands, it's a little disappointing, but they never promised us anything, so I can't be like, oh, I'm angry.
Can't be actually,
yeah, I can just be like disappointed that I got my own hopes up. But I don't know. Hopefully more games come over to Switch from Xbox. Like I'd love to see it. Like I said the last time we talked, I'd love to see more companies cooperating. Right. But who knows?
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Because it was just a rumor, and I was excited about the possibility, but until you have some kind of confirmation, it's hard to get too excited about it.
Yeah.
Now that we have some kind of confirmation that at least Ori and probably other games could be coming, I'm still able to be excited about that. And we do also know that there's something in the works between Microsoft and Nintendo, probably thinking that xCloud service is the big thing that they're still going to push to try to get that on Switch.
Right.
GDC is where there was the rumor started, was like the GDC schedule came out, I think I'm remembering the order of events properly here, but the GDC schedule came out and it had like a thing about Microsoft doing some kind of talk with Nintendo, and that is this week. So, we'll see if anything actually comes from that. What they announce, if they announce anything. So
Right. Next week we'll have more information.
yeah, and that's the big Xbox news for the week. Exciting stuff, maybe.